News 5 investigates. Are credit card surcharges legal?
You are paying them at restaurants and bars and stores, tacked on fees every time you tap or swipe your card. But are businesses following the rules?
WKRG News 5's Kate Sherman digs into what's legal, what's not, and who's actually enforcing it.
Tapping or swiping may seem quick and easy, but it comes with a cost. You're paying for that convenience, but are the fees legal? From bars to boutiques, credit card surcharges are popping up more and more, leaving some customers confused.
When we go to restaurants, we see the cash price, we see the credit card price. Why? Why is it like that? I don't know why it's like that, but I know I don't like it.
The owner of Haberdasher in Mobile says it was a relief when they started covering processing costs with surcharges.
We were spending between $70,000 and $90,000 a year just on credit card fees. And that's a lot of money that now all of a sudden is gone.
University of South Alabama finance professor Bob Wood says those costs have become harder for businesses to absorb.
With the economy as competitive as it is, you're going to continue to see these charges.
In Alabama and Mississippi, businesses are allowed surcharges or can put surcharges on credit card purchases as long as they are disclosed and follow card network rules. That amount varies from company to company. MasterCard caps at 4%, 3% for Visa, and American Express has no surcharge cap.
3% of every charge on every credit card, that's a lot of money. Where is it going?
That money is split between credit card companies, banks, and payment processors, covering everything from fraud protection and rewards to the equipment that handles the transaction. Things get even more complicated in Florida. The state passed a law that said businesses can't surcharge credit cards, but a federal court ruled the law unconstitutional. So the state's attorney general says businesses can tack on the fees.
It doesn't necessarily always deter me from going into a business. If they have something I really want that I can't find somewhere else, I'm probably going to pay that surcharge. But if it's not something that's completely unique, I might walk away.
Businesses are also required to post the highest price a customer could pay, meaning surcharge pricing should already be reflected on menus or price tags.
That's the perfect model. You build in the cost for everybody. And if somebody's going to pay cash, you give them a 3% discount. It makes them feel better.
One rule that doesn't change state to state:
Your debit cards cannot be charged.
Federal rules prohibit businesses from adding surcharges to debit or prepaid purchases under any circumstance. So we started testing it ourselves. Over several days, News 5 visited businesses across Mobile using both credit and debit cards, asking for itemized receipts and checking posted policies. At some locations, like Haberdasher, their surcharge policy is posted out front. And when paying with a debit card, no fee appeared. Gao says adding the surcharge was necessary to stay competitive.
Fought it for maybe 3 years. And then I finally said, well, you know, if you can't beat them, join them.
Do you think you made the right choice?
Absolutely, yeah. Absolutely.
But at other businesses, News 5 saw no visible surcharge signs at the entrance. And receipts showed a 4% surcharge added to both a Visa credit card and a debit card purchase.
Makes you want to carry cash, but people don't really carry cash these days.
When it comes to the legality of these fees, Wood says some may not fully understand the rules. Others may simply be pushing boundaries.
If you're one of these optimists that believe in, unicorns and rainbows and everything else, it's an accident every time. If you're jaded and cynical, and I'm a finance professor, so by definition I'm jaded and cynical, I think they do it on purpose.
And enforcement, that's murky. It falls between credit card company policies and state laws, which means some surcharges can slip by. News 5 called and emailed the Alabama Attorney General's office several times to ask what sort of enforcement is done by the Consumer Complaint Division and did not receive a response. Kate Sherman, WKRG News 5.